Greetings, family. Thank you so much for your continued support. You are doing a lot, many things. You are supporting us in watching this video to the end, liking it and sharing with friends and family, and also buy me a coffee, commenting, super chat, super thanks. Thank you so much. So, guys, we are going to talk about Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is that country that has been was sanctioned for quite a long time, and people have been suffering a lot, and a lot of Zimbabweans left the country. But even Russia was sanctioned. But what the people or the politicians, not leaders in Zimbabwe, has been able to do is continued corrupting the country, because the country has all the minerals you can think of, gold and all that. But sometimes back, Mnangagwa talked about not shipping out raw materials, but processing them in Zimbabwe. And this well aligns with the policy, African based policy of Africans developing Africa, Africans for Africa, in which Africans are the one who mine and process. Africans are the one who farm, eat and sell. Africans doing their thing, Africans investing. And what he did is, we are seeing it, gaining some traction. I think this is a good thing to applaud Zimbabwe, because we are seeing a Zimbabwean company taking steps towards lithium battery production, embracing value addition. So, in a move that aligns with President Emmerson Mnangagwa's call for value addition and beneficiation of the country's vast mineral resources, local company Verify Engineering has ventured into lithium battery production. It's amazing. They produce lithium, then they produce the battery. We are going at a time when everybody is talking about clean energy and all that. We cannot have clean energy without having batteries to store this energy. So Zimbabwe, boasting Africa's largest lithium reserves, recently banned raw lithium exports, citing losses of US dollars 1.8 billion due to smuggling. Verify Engineering, a state-owned company established in 2005 under the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, has a history of technological development in Zimbabwe. The company is already involved in oxygen production, exporting much of its output to neighboring countries like Zimbabwe. This is amazing, because do you know that I think it's 13% the trade between African countries only. I think 13%. But we run to trade with other countries when we can trade with ourselves. I want oil. Instead of buying from Nigeria, I'm running to Saudi Arabia. It's crazy. We should just have a pipeline moving from Nigeria to Nairobi and having sub pipes supplying Uganda, Tanzania, or just here in South Sudan. But we don't do that. We rush to other countries. So this is amazing, because if they've been producing oxygen and selling it to Mozambique, they can sell it to South Africa. What about the batteries? They can sell to Kenya. They can sell to many countries around. So this is great, and this is what the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education said. They are now working on new ventures. They are now into lithium battery production. It is still in its infancy, but we want to graduate to lithium batteries and eventually electric vehicle batteries. This is good. But why is it the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education and not Ministry of Mines? You wonder. But it's good, because it means those who are in the universities are being allowed to innovate.
It's a good move. I would only celebrate better if we were seeing the Zimbabwean currency, stable. But right now, what we are seeing is a coin being introduced, and it's still pegged to the dollar. So I don't know how far this can assist Zimbabwe to picking up from where Mugabe, left off, because Zimbabwe is in trouble. A lot of Zimbabweans would rather stay out there and just suffer abroad, racism and everything, rather than going back home. And it's a call to Zimbabweans to say, you know what, maybe it's time for you to come back home. You can't wait for the country to develop as you watch from afar. Maybe you are the link that Zimbabwe needs for its development, for its betterment. You have seen a lot, you have done a lot out there, and that's the kind of expertise that Zimbabwe is in need of. Because what we are seeing right now in Zimbabwe is confusion. You're asking, why is it the Ministry of
Higher and tertiary
and
education.
we are talking about minerals and mineral
But
wealth of
still
Zimbabwe. Then it's the kind of debate that we have as African people when we see our ministries being headed or led by people who have zero experience or qualification in some of these ministries.
I think the guy in the Ministry of Higher Education,
Mhm.
when you're in the Ministry of Higher Education, you are the person with the universities, and these are the people who are training.
Mhm.
I think what he saw is the guy in the mining industry is not proactive, and he decided that because the best generator of foreign reserves that can lead to development in Zimbabwe,
Minerals.
it's minerals, not farming and all that. And he saw if we continue selling, like they are talking about lithium in itself, the country losing $1.8 billion. That's a lot of money, you see. But the problem with African leaders, and I don't know what happens, just say, this is what we are going to do. We are inviting all our citizens and come with your expertise. Let us register you and ask you what you'd like to do. Do you want to mine this mineral which is here and process it locally? We are going to look for markets outside. But these people are just sitting there and sending Kamresh Patni to sell the gold in Dubai, in which after selling, he takes a whole chunk of it, leaving the country in debt. That's a documentary done by BBC, by the way. Man, Zimbabwe youth, wherever you are,
I don't know
we
how
saw
to
you.
feel about the news, honestly, because to me it's just
Okay, the person who is in Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education is doing good. That is good.
wonderful.
That is wonderful. And we are hoping that in the near future we'll be seeing Botswana, Malawi, Tanzania, Mozambique buying electric car batteries from there, and possibly electric car vehicles.
Can we for once see Mnangagwa and his government take
No,
good action,
we won't. He's a
towards the
boomer.
development of Zimbabwe? Just for once.
No, he's a boomer. We need a Gen Z.
Zimbabweans, you are to decide on this issue. We don't know what the feeling is about this move by your government, and it's just a lot is coming out of Zimbabwe nowadays, and I'm still not sure how to react on these issues, and I'm still not even sure whether to celebrate or whether to be just asking a lot of questions because it doesn't make sense on my side. I don't know about your side, brothers and sisters. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. And please like the video, share the video, subscribe. If you'd like to support us, we have a Buy Me a Coffee link, and we have super chat and super thanks in our description and just down below. We will see you in the next one.
Bye bye.